A single mother and Miami-Dade City Commissioner, now Kristen Rosen Gonzalez, is seeking for higher office, running in the Democratic primary for the open District 27 congressional seat. Joining me now on Impact to discuss her campaign and opponents, Kristen Rosen Gonzalez. Commissioner, thanks for joining us once again here on Impact.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
So you made the decision to resign from your seat. I know you're still in the seat, but to resign from your seat in order to campaign for the congressional seat. Tell us why.
Well, I didn't really have a choice. I mean, the legislature passed a law at the last minute saying that I had to resign my seat to run. And I've invested too much time and money. I've made promises to people across the community, from Richmond Heights to North Bay Village. Small donors have given to me. So what am I supposed to do? Just forget all of that and withdraw because the stakes got higher? I feel like I have a really good chance in this race, and I really want to represent all of the people that I've met, thousands of people.
So that's the Resign to Run law, which you appealed, right?
We appealed it, and we asked for a temporary injunction, and we still can go back to court, and we're thinking about it, but I've just been so busy really in the community campaigning that after we lost the temporary injunction, I realized that, you know, maybe it's just more important for me to just go and win this race rather than try to fight something legislatively. A bad law is a bad law. We had a great judge in Leon County, Tallahassee, Karen Gievers, but there's nothing she could do. She has to uphold the law, even if it's an unfair law.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a comment that you recently made.
Okay.
That said that you can't win this seat. What has changed?
Okay, that was totally skewed by the press. I never said that I couldn't win the seat, but it was very difficult with me, Jose Javier, and Ken Russell in this race. But now it's a very different race. Mary Barzi Flores went to District 25, so she's no longer in the race. Jose Javier and Ken Russell withdrew, and now I have a great shot at winning. So. Donna Shalala, I'm coming.
Well, that's what
that
was my next question. Of course, you're talking about somebody with a big name in this community, former president of the University of Miami, in the Clinton cabinet, Clinton Foundation, Donna Shalala. She's one of your opponents. Do you think, many people think that she's the shoe-in for the Democratic seat?
I mean, I've knocked on at least 500 doors myself since she announced her candidacy, and I haven't seen a great enthusiasm for Donna Shalala. So I'm not sure where she's getting her polling data. And I think that a lot of people respect Donna Shalala, but I don't think they would like her to be their congresswoman at this moment in time. And I think that maybe there's things that she did at UM with the environment. The janitors outside of the University of Miami were on hunger strike because they weren't being paid enough money. She sold off the Pine Rocklands. There's a lot of people that are very upset with Donna Shalala. She did something with the Orange Bowl that I recently found out because of the UM community. They wanted to renovate the Orange Bowl, and she voted against that. So she didn't want to do that, and so they moved UM. So they lost the Orange Bowl. Okay, so
let's talk about the seat right now.
Okay.
As it is, Ileana Roslevinen, an iconic figure here in South Florida. She's been in Congress for so many years. What would you say if you were to grade her as a congresswoman? What grade would you give her, even though she's a Republican and you're a Democrat?
Okay, over the past year that I've been running for Congress, I have observed Ileana, and she is a stateswoman. People love her, and she's like a chameleon. She can give a rousing speech in Spanish, and then I've seen her address 1,000 people at the Jewish Federation, and she is beloved by this community. And she stood up for health care when she needed to, and it wasn't difficult. And granted, in the past, there have been some votes that I don't agree with, especially votes with oil and gas, but overall, she is somebody to be admired and respected in this community. And sometimes Democrats say, how can you talk, how can you say great things about Ileana? Well, you know what? We have to have respect for the other side of the aisle. Otherwise, how are we going to get anything done? And these are the type of people we need to elect, people who don't mind crossing over the aisle.
Well, I think you would have to do some of that, because if you look at the district, you're talking about 30% independent, 30% Republican, 30% Democrat. So, you know, whoever wins the seat is going to have to cross the aisle.
Yeah, and this seat is 73% Hispanic, and I am the one candidate who speaks Spanish fluently in this district, and I am beloved in Little Havana and the Dominican community of Alapata, the Central American community. I mean, and I love them.
Okay, so tell us, what don't they know about you now? For our viewers that don't know who Kristen Gonzalez is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a single mother. I'm a community college professor. I've been at Miami-Dade at the Kendall campus for 10 years now. I teach in the English and Communications department. I am a Miami Beach commissioner. I won in a populist race with very little money, but a lot of support from people and word of mouth. In Spanish, they say, se corre la voz. And I've passed more legislation, people don't realize this, but more legislation than any other candidate in this race. I fought the Convention Center Hotel because it was out of scale and it was an overdevelopment, and we won that referendum. I have passed solar legislation in the city of Miami Beach, waived solar fees, brought the Y Green Energy program to the city of Miami Beach, created all sorts of educational programs. I passed paid parental leave. I have a great record. Compared to anybody else who's running, I think that I'm the best qualified, and I understand I have walked every part of this community. And people are going to see me over the next 3 months. You're going to see me holding my sign and standing on bridges and waving at you. I'm going to be knocking at your door. We have a team of students and volunteers throughout the community. And, you know, sometimes in campaigns, people only look at the balance sheets and they say, oh, well, this person has this much amount of money. Well, watch out, because in my case, it really is grassroots, because everybody's going to, in Spanish, they say, se pone el granito de arena, you put your grain of sand. And we're going to be very successful. I feel very confident.
Okay, tell me, what are the most important issues for you? Because, you know, the city is different from when you go to Washington as a congressperson, and so now you have to tackle from immigration to tax reform, health care, a lot of important issues. What would be an important issue for you to tackle?
Well, I think right now in our district healthcare, there's a gap of people who just can't even afford Obamacare. So we have to go back and we have to figure out how to make sure that everybody signs up for the Affordable Care Act so that we can lower the price overall. Because under the tax bill that Trump and his Congress passed, as you know, they repealed the part where everyone had to sign up. So we need to fix healthcare. I think we need to look at pharmaceutical companies, because companies like Canada are paying 30% less for the same drugs that we're paying so much money for here in America. We have changes that we can make, but a lot of times we're going to have to stand up to special interests, and that's not easy. I'm really going to fight for the worker, for labor. I'm going to stand up to Wall Street. You know, Wall Street's now paying 21% taxes. Well, maybe they can begin to give pensions again. You know, we used to be a country that people depended in retirement on Social Security and a pension, and now there's only Social Security and this 401k plan. So I think that Wall Street needs to become accountable.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Kristen Rosen Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Hope you come back.
Thanks.
Still to come here on NBC6 Impact, our lighter look at politics coming up next. Stay with us.